So yeah, there is probably not going to be a WNBA season next year, and I actually cannot believe it. Um, I cannot believe that this is what it's come to. I cannot believe that we are seeing this type of thing. And look, I think the players should make a lot more money. I think apparently somebody like who knows the WNBA finance really well is like, even if the players got 80% of their 80% of their merch, and they got like a percentage of ticket revenue, which they actually get none of right now. But it's like, even if you give them 80% of their merch, apparently the total still goes to about only just over $1 million. And they're not going to do a set fee. Why would they not do a set fee? They need a rev split. Is they're not going with a set fee and set increases, and they want it to be a rev split. And what that would mean is that every single year, the salary cap's going to fluctuate. The salary cap's going to change, so everyone's just going to sign 1-year deals. Like, and also, like, let's be real. Let's be completely real. They don't have the rev split, but we're after seeing this, and this is like, I understand. Look, I understand the WNBPA trying to get what they want. I understand them fighting for what they want, and they're going to fight on the rev split. But like, why are they out here sharing like Instagram posts saying don't want to share and tagging Adam Silver? Like, why are they not, trying to negotiate at the table? Why are they not, like, if this is something, I mean this, if this is a non-negotiable, the revenue split, then make it be a non-negotiable. Give them an ultimatum. Like, this reminds me of the we call BS thing. Like, there is zero, and I mean zero, professionalism from the WNBPA, and there hasn't been for years. Like, they've leaked their own awards out of spite for Caitlin Clark. They've leaked their own awards out of spite for a player that they're meant to represent. They have given credit, like, they have basically demanded the WNBA start an investigation, which they have, and basically called out the league for not punishing people for something that didn't happen, for not punishing a team and a team's fans for something that didn't happen. That didn't happen. Every single person in that arena said it didn't happen. It was supposedly something courtside. Supposedly, Dave Portnoy said something. Somebody 2 seats away from Dave Portnoy, who has no link to him at all. If nothing else, has a link to South Carolina basketball. Literally was said, I was there, nothing was said. And they got bullied so badly by, I can guarantee you, players, they had to delete the post where they said nothing happened. Like, the way that this is, like, this is madness. And again, this is the players' union, where you have players that are in high positions that benefit from the league not existing. There are players that benefit from the league not existing. And by the way, like, we know these players that are in the PA have basically diplomatic immunity from getting fired. If Unrivaled goes 5v5, they're going to make a little more money. But you want to know who's not going to make more money? The 60, 70 players minimum. Like, Unrivaled could go to, they've got 8 teams. Unrivaled could maybe get funding to go to 80 players. Go 5v5, and they have to do that. Like, if there's no 5v5 basketball, you know what they're going to do? They might have to do summer Unrivaled. Or Project 8 might actually have to go start in the summer. Or maybe there's just an off-season in the summer, which is a likelihood as well. And then Project 8 starts up in November. That's just a good chance of that happening too. Maybe Project 8 decides to, not Project 8, geez, Project B, sorry, one more time about Project 8, Project B, which is going to exist. There's billions of dollars being put into it. But like, equity, what are you on about? The fight is over total revenue, not league's value. Equity, the ownership breakdown is relevant. So you're saying the owners that own 50% don't have to pay the players. They just get their cut. Like, the players, well, kind of. Obviously, players get paid out of that. But like, why would they accept it? Why would they accept it? Like, why would a random investor that has nothing to do with this just go, yeah, you know what, let me just give up all of the money that I'm going to bring in from my investment? for no reason. Why not just give the money there? Like, the revenue split is never going to happen. They don't own the league. They don't own the league. Not only do they not own the league, they are minority owners in the league. The WNBA teams and owners are minority owners in this league. They're not going to get the majority of the money. And by the way, it's not even the owners, it's the players. So the players get 50% of the money. Where does the rest of the money go? And this is revenue, not profit, not 50% of profits. They want 50% of revenue. So the WNBA costs, let's just make the maths easy. Let's just say it costs 100 million to run the WNBA. It doesn't, it costs way more. When you take into account charter flights and everything. Let's say it costs 100 million to run the league. And the league brings in 100 million. It doesn't. Well, for argument's sake, it brings in way more than 100 million. It costs way more than 100 million to run. Let's say for argument's sake, it costs 100 million to run. The league brings in 100 million. 50 million then goes to the players. So all equity holders split a 50 million loss between them. The league then, as a whole, like, it's breaking even, but every single owner is losing money. It's a 50 million loss. And again, the numbers are probably somewhat similar, where if the revenue split happens, it is essentially a guarantee the owners lose money, and there's no scenario where that's ever going to happen. And I think the players are, like, there will never be a situation where they budge on the revenue split. There won't be. If there's no 2026 season, there's not going to be a 2027 season, there's not going to be a 2028 season. I think an argument could be made that it is beneficial that the whole league shuts down. And it allows these players to start fresh with whatever league, because they're not in a situation where they're playing in a league where the league itself are minority owners. Like, the players are majority owners and Unrivaled. The Project B League, being backed by some of the richest people in the world, they're majority, they're 100% owners. They're investors in a little thing, but the league is the league. Like, they're investors in the league. They're investors in the league growing. They're not just the NBA who bailed out the WNBA. It's just an interesting scenario, but you can see with these WNBPA posts, I think they might actually be half pushing to shut down the league. And I don't know if that's the worst thing in the world. Because at the end of the day, I think if I would be looking at that option way more favourably if Unrivaled was not gimmick basketball. If Unrivaled was just 5v5, if instead of adding 2 more teams to Unrivaled, they added 4 more players per team, they could have done it. They could have added 24 more players, got to like, 60 instead of 44, added 16 more players, made it 5v5 with 10 players per team, and the league becomes infinitely better. But they're so stuck on gimmick basketball that's not real basketball that they've screwed it. Like, I think if Unrivaled was 5v5, I think a lot of other players would be playing. I think Caitlin Clark plays if it's 5v5. I think AJ Wilson plays if it's 5v5, especially if there's a lockout. I don't think there's a scenario where Caitlin Clark plays if it's 3-on-3. If Unrivaled wasn't gimmick basketball, I'd be all for it, because regardless of how much less Unrivaled is going to be making the players now than the WNBA, long term there is the growth there, and they own 100% of the league, or at least when the investors, the league itself, like, these investors are part of the league, and they're not separate entities to WNBA owners, and there's not individual team owners and everything. It becomes a hell of a lot less complicated. But at the end of the day, with the these players could 100% get paid more if there was an entire league 5v5 with structured league, not named the WNBA, because of the weird business deals, or not weird business deals WNBA made to stay afloat. The problem is, Unrivaled is not real basketball. That is literally the biggest problem, because these players are shooting themselves in the foot, because this momentum is never coming back, because this league probably, if the 2026 season doesn't happen, the WNBA is done. It will never happen. It's done. I think every one of those owners that has built any of those facilities, I think they all have get out of jail free clauses, all those expansion teams. They can use their stuff for other sports. But yeah, that's pretty much it. See you guys.